Ani רוצה Yeshua. So just starting off my 75 hard day. No, I've lost count. I think I was day 6 on Monday. Today is now Thursday, so 6, 7, 8. Day 10 of 75 hard. And I'm on lesson 5 of Hebrew. I have completed 5 chapters of Lorraine Margo. So the book's about, it's set in 16th century France, and it's set around the royal family, Queen Margo and King Navarre. And it was a marriage of convenience. So it was the Catholics and the Huguenots. So the Huguenots, I think, are Protestant. And so it was, I guess, a marriage of convenience to unite France. Anyway, the two don't love each other. Queen Margot finds that she falls in love with some other guy. Can't remember his name now, but so it's just pretty much a web of intrigue and plotting around the royal family. Morning. Yeah, so that's what it's about essentially. And I'm not even sure why I'm reading it. I guess I haven't read anything just for enjoyment recently, for years actually. So and that book's been on my shelf for a while, and it's just something that I've wanted to read for a while. So I'm going to read that, and I'm going to stick to it, regardless of how, I guess, degenerate or boring it gets. Anyway, what else? I haven't eaten anything. I have gone for my walk and got my coffee. And I have also listened to lesson 5 of Hebrew, and I've decided I'm going to do a refresher course in the evening. So I'll listen to it in the morning and do my pronunciations, etc. in the evening, so that I can just cement the knowledge, because I tend to forget soon afterwards. Anyway, the word for today, don't know if you can see that, but it says, whoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother, from Matthew 12, verse 50. So essentially what that means is that if we obey God and his word and his commandments, just like Jesus did, then we will be his family in heaven. So we can be called his brother and sister and mother. And what an honour and privilege to be considered a family member of God and Jesus. So look, I'm not going to say it's easy to live for Christ. I'm not going to say that, some people would say, oh, you can't say that it's hard to live for Christ, because if you love him, you will just do as he says, which is true. But we are still in the flesh, and I'm not saying this to excuse anyone. There's, obviously, God's grace is there for us for when we do fall. And, but, if we do love Jesus, why is it so hard to let go of sin? And I'm not talking about unintentional sin. I'm not talking about, if someone is consistently provoking you and you're trying your hardest to be Christ-like, but then they just continue to push your buttons and you slip up, then, that's unintentional sin. And we get better at controlling ourselves and temper, but at the same time, sometimes we lose it, and that's unintentional sin, and we don't want to lose it with every bone in our body. I know in my own self, like there's just, look, I don't want to get angry right now. I just don't want to lose it. But you keep pushing me and there's nowhere to go. I can't run from this situation. And so sometimes I do end up losing it. But with God, there is grace and forgiveness and mercy. And all we have to do is apologize. We can come before God and say, I'm sorry, and try to not fall into that trap again. Anyway, that's my update for today. Enjoy your Thursday. Shalom. And I shall see you in a couple of days or maybe tomorrow. All right, ciao.